Stoic Samurai, we dive into the remarkable life of Admiral James Stockdale, a war hero whose unwavering courage and Stoic philosophy define his legendary resilience. James Stockdale embarks on a distinguished naval career, rising through the ranks with his exceptional skills and leadership. Today, we learn of his trials, proving him to be one of the greatest Stoics of all time. Welcome, Stoic Samurai. Forge your mind, sharpen your spirit. James Stockdale grows up in Abingdon, Illinois, where he cultivates a strong foundation in discipline and responsibility from a young age. Excelling academically and athletically, he earns an appointment to the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, embarking on a military career that introduces him to leadership and the challenges of command. In the years leading up to 1965, Stockdale takes on various roles within the Navy, constantly seeking knowledge and ways to refine his understanding of leadership and ethics. It is during his studies at Stanford University in the early 1960s, where he pursues a master's degree in international relations, that Stockdale encounters the works of the Stoic philosophers, including Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. These teachings profoundly resonate with him, especially the ideas regarding the control of one's emotions, the acceptance of fate, and the importance of living according to virtue. Stockdale integrates Stoic principles into his personal and professional life, preparing him unknowingly for the trials he will face as a prisoner of war in Vietnam. Stoicism becomes not just a philosophical interest for Stockdale, but a practical framework for dealing with adversity, making decisions under pressure, and leading others with integrity. Prior to his trials in Vietnam, Stockdale has already internalized the Stoic virtues of courage, wisdom, justice, and self-control, equipping him to endure the challenges ahead with remarkable resilience and moral fortitude. Fate tests him beyond measure when enemy forces shoot down his plane over North Vietnam in 1965. Stockdale endures nearly 8 years of brutal captivity, facing unimaginable challenges. He turns to Stoic philosophy as his fortress, finding strength in the teachings of Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Stockdale applies Stoic principles to survive and lead, distinguishing between what lies within his control and what does not. Admiral James Stockdale's Stoic resilience during his captivity in Vietnam finds a remarkable parallel in the historical narrative of Tori Mototada, a samurai who epitomized the Bushido Code's virtues of loyalty and honor. Just as Stockdale faced his prolonged ordeal with a steadfast commitment to his principles and fellow prisoners, Tori Mototada demonstrated an unwavering allegiance to Tokugawa Ieyasu during the siege of Fushimi Castle. Mototada's decision to make a final stand, despite knowing the overwhelming odds against survival, underscores a deep-seated honor and loyalty, mirroring Stockdale's resolve to uphold the military code of conduct and protect his comrades at all costs. Both figures, though separated by centuries and cultures, exhibit a profound dedication to their duties and a willingness to endure immense personal sacrifice for the greater good. Stockdale's adherence to his values in the face of torture and isolation reflects the same spirit of sacrifice and duty that Mototada displayed in his legendary Last Stand. These acts of valor and commitment not only define their legacies, but also illustrate the timeless and universal virtues of honor, courage, and loyalty that transcend the specific ethos of Stoicism and Bushido. Returning to Admiral Stockdale after his getting caught behind enemy lines, his leadership inspires fellow prisoners to resist, uniting them with a covert communication system. One of the covert communication systems Admiral James Stockdale ingeniously employs is the TAP code, a simple yet effective covert communication system to connect with his fellow prisoners of war, POWs, in Vietnam. By tapping on the walls of their cells, the prisoners transmit messages, bypassing their captors' restrictions on verbal communication. This method strengthens their morale and fosters a sense of unity and resistance against their captors. Stockdale leads this effort, using the TAP code to share information, coordinate actions, and offer support. The code consists of a series of taps representing letters of the alphabet, arranged in a 5x5 grid, excluding the letter K, which they represented with a C. For instance, 2 taps a pause, and 3 taps signify the letter F. This ingenious system becomes a lifeline for the POWs, allowing them to maintain discipline, morale, and a chain of command. The abbreviations ST, GN, and DLT-BB carry special significance among the prisoners. ST stands for sleep tight, GN represents good night, phrases used to maintain a sense of normalcy and camaraderie among the men as they wish each other well at the end of the day. DLT-BB stands for Don't Let the Bedbugs Bite, a rallying cry that encapsulates their collective resolve to resist their captors' attempts to break their spirit. Through the TAP code and these abbreviations, Stockdale not only preserves order and morale among the POWs, but also instills in them a stoic resolve to withstand the hardships of captivity. Stockdale's valor earns him the Medal of Honor, cementing his legacy as a warrior of unparalleled integrity and spirit. He shares his insights on Stoicism and leadership, enlightening future generations. One such Stoic lesson is that of the Stockdale paradox. Admiral James Stockdale's enduring faith gained wisdom in perceiving in the eventual outcome of one's own captivity, alongside his realistic assessment of his present circumstances. Stockdale embodies this paradox by maintaining unwavering belief in his ultimate release and return home, while simultaneously confronting the brutal facts of his current situation as a prisoner of war, POW. When asked which prisoners didn't make it out of Vietnam, Stockdale replies, "Oh, that's easy, the optimists. Oh, they were the ones who said, we're going to be out by Christmas, and Christmas would come, and Christmas would go. Then they'd say, we're going to be out by Easter, and Easter would come, and Easter would go, and then Thanksgiving, and then it would be Christmas again." And they died of a broken heart. This is a very important lesson. You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be. He credits this mindset with his survival through the harshest conditions, emphasizing the importance of balancing optimism about the future with a pragmatic approach to the present challenges. This paradoxical thinking encourages individuals to hold on to hope and determination in the face of adversity without losing sight of reality or descending into despair. It teaches the vital lesson that enduring optimism grounded in realism equips one to navigate life's toughest trials. Admiral James Stockdale's journey teaches us the power of the human spirit, guided by Stoic wisdom and samurai honor. His legacy transcends time, embodying the virtues of courage, resilience, and moral integrity. In 1992, Ross Perot tapped Stockdale to be his vice presidential nominee. Unfortunately, he did not have the most successful debate showing. At one moment, he asked the moderator to repeat themselves as he adjusted his hearing aid. Subsequently, he is subjected to public ridicule for appearing disoriented and confused. It is worth remembering his hearing sustained permanent damage while a POW in Vietnam. He never betrayed his fellow GIs nor any intelligence to his captors, even as they savagely beat him to the extent of rupturing his eardrums. Stockdale was a prisoner of war, a POW. He was caught behind enemy lines and exemplified extraordinary valor as a war hero. The way in which Stockdale was disrespected in the early 1990s is a disgrace. We contend here, Stoic Samurai, that Admiral Stockdale, as well as any war heroes caught behind enemy lines, should always be revered with the utmost respect and admiration for their sacrifices. Anyone who disrespects any POW is totally unworthy of our respect. If you disagree, please do not like this or any of our content. Likewise, unsubscribe immediately to our channel. You are not welcome here. Stockdale is honored with numerous military awards, including the Congressional Medal of Honor. Admiral Stockdale's official medal citation reads as follows: "For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity, at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty, while senior naval officer in the prisoner of war camps of North Vietnam. Recognized by his captors as the leader in the prisoners of war resistance to interrogation and in their refusal to participate in propaganda exploitation, Rear Admiral Stockdale was singled out for interrogation and attendant torture after he was detected in a covert communications attempt. Sensing the start of another purge, and aware that his earlier efforts at self-disfiguration to dissuade his captors from exploiting him for propaganda purposes had resulted in cruel and agonizing punishment, Rear Admiral Stockdale resolved to make himself a symbol of resistance, regardless of personal sacrifice. He deliberately inflicted a near-mortal wound to his person in order to convince his captors of his willingness to give up his life rather than capitulate. He was subsequently discovered and revived by the North Vietnamese, who, convinced of his indomitable spirit, abated in their employment of excessive harassment and torture toward all of the prisoners of war. By his heroic action, at great peril to himself, he earned the everlasting gratitude of his fellow prisoners and of his country. Rear Admiral Stockdale's valiant leadership and extraordinary courage in a hostile environment sustain and enhance the finest traditions of the U.S. Naval Service. When next we meet, Stoic Samurai. In an age where warlords vied for supremacy, one samurai emerged as the embodiment of honor and wisdom. Join us on Stoic Samurai for the tale of Uesugi Kenshin, known as the Dragon of Ichigo, whose life was a testament to the virtues of Stoicism and the Bushido Code. Renowned for his martial prowess and unwavering dedication to justice, Kenshin faced his rivals with a stoic calm, turning the tides of battle through sheer strategic brilliance and a deep understanding of the warrior's path. Off the battlefield, Kenshin's life was a reflection of stoic principles, finding strength in adversity, embracing fate, and leading with a wisdom that inspired both fear and admiration among his foes. Discover the legend of Uesugi Kenshin, a samurai whose stoic resolve and adherence to Bushido forged a legacy that echoes through the ages. His story is not just one of war, but of the power of virtue in the face of life's greatest trials. Subscribe, Stoic Samurai, and embark on a journey through the lives of Stoic and Bushido warriors who lived by the sword, but were guided by philosophy. Like, share, and comment below with your thoughts on Admiral James Stockdale's enduring legacy. Embrace calm, conquer chaos,